I think we can all agree, it is undeniable that Shibuya Arc took anime to a whole new level. I mean, if you take a moment to appreciate it from the outside looking in, it was a whole arc of raw fights with incredible stakes at play. Among all these moments, only a few were able to create moments that are unforgettable, and characters were able to show how truly raw they were to the world. I mean shit, Jogo was going crazy in Shibuya too. So we are picking out some of the most built different I'm him moments from Shibuya Arc, and there's so many raw moments. So let's make this a part 1. For a part 2, let's see if we can get around 1000 likes, and comment down below what your favorite part of the video is. And without further ado, let's go over the raw moments in the Shibuya Arc. The man himself, who went to the shops to grab milk and never came back home, leaving his son to look after himself, TOJI Fushiguro. I think we can all agree that this man is an animal, and easily one of the most gassed characters, even though he be in his 30s assassinating kids, but that's for another day. TOJI, when he revived, moved mountains. I can't be the only one that was perplexed when first seeing him come back from the dead. And the first thing he does is take off Ino's shiesty and then start smacking him around silly. Now, Ino was getting cooked so hard I started smelling a bit of smoke from my TV screen. But the main moment that we are going to talk about is the fight against Dagon and the arse whipping that he received. Dagon. TOJI turned him into some Chinese takeaway and asked for a little bit of king prawns on the side. Dagon, inside his own domain, was getting beaten badly. It was a joke. I mean, TOJI was strong as hell, don't get me wrong, but to beat someone that relentlessly in their own domain is a joke. Even splitting the sea like Moses. Honestly, I don't think you understand how I'm him this moment really was, because before this, the other sorcerers did a failed jumping and got reverse jumped, but TOJI single-handedly brought it back from 3-1 down. If I saw this happen, I'm throwing it in the towel. But it's the flash steps too. But when you really think about it, when did he unlock all these skills in the first place? Because before he died, he wasn't moving like this. I think he might have went to the Soul Society and returned with new perks or something. No idea how he was able to start doing flash step in his arsenal. When you think TOJI might be done and it's enough, surely there's nothing else he can do. Nah, he smashes the playful crowd together to sharpen it and cut Dagon down. No one even comprehended what the hell happened. They were just like, huh? Even while Dagon almost escaped. Naobito came in with the assist, although TOJI didn't really need it for real, and hit him in the head. This obliterates him in a heartbeat, giving him the muda, and bye bye goes Dagon. TOJI is just raw as hell and doesn't need to speak or create conversation at all. He's just fully gassed and gets everyone off their feet. I miss TOJI so heavy, man. And then that brings me to the next raw moment. The next I'm him moment is none other than Sukuna beating the living daylights out of Mahoraga. Now, everyone knows Sukuna is him already. I mean, I don't even have to explain why. I mean, just himself alone, and he embodies the true aura. The type of aura that makes you think, I might die if I just take a little bit of a breath. Sukuna tests Mahoraga out a little bit, and anything Mahoraga did, Sukuna was unfazed. He was actually having the time of his life. He acted as if they were like sparring partners for real. Sukuna was beating him up in every way, shape or form, and Mahoraga was just smiling. Like, this is some kind of Stockholm syndrome or something. I was confused. The guy is cutting you up for fun. Sukuna was getting creative. He was doing machine gun slashes. This overall should be illegal. Even to the point when they were fighting blow for blow, Sukuna ended up getting the better of him. I started looking down on him like, what are you doing? Get up already, bruh. Then in this situation, Mahoraga gets tangled, and now he's thinking like, this guy is ass. I think a little bit Sukuna was a bit upset. He was like, I wanted to be entertained, man. What is this? But after that, when Mahoraga basically got up from it and became the next Godzilla, that could be the one time that Sukuna low-key got shook. And after that, he was like, oh wait, maybe he's not ass. And this got him pumped up. I mean, listen to the way he's laughing.
You can see it, Mahoraga! You can see my curse technique!
While people are getting involved and dying left and right. Hey, English dub is hella funny, man, because how would Sukuna know the name of Mahoraga in the first place? In the English sub, they didn't even mention Mahoraga, so I wonder why they did that. But some of the stuff Sukuna was doing was just not making sense. It looked like all he was doing was just some full-time bullying. Like, just look at this. Even in this situation, what caused him to tilt his head? He didn't need to do that to pose for the billboards and stuff. But more importantly, If this is not the definition of I'm him, I don't know what is. This guy is bowing to nobody for the destruction that is happening. That is next level narcissism, unless he can see that we're watching, you know? And to top it all off, Sukuna basically said, screw this, I'm a bit tired, I kind of want to end this. That's when we get shown the Roiki Tenkai, also known as the main expansion. And this put Mahoraga in the most fire mixtape possible of 2023. This highlight reel of an ass beating overwhelming him in all areas and no time to recover whatsoever, leaving Mahoraga and hundreds to thousands of people getting diced up by Sukuna as they were forced into the ingredients for the cooking. I mean, there's a reason why they mistakenly named the McLovin kitchen. I mean, he was cooking for sure, but it's still unfathomable how after all of that, Sukuna still had the power to call out his box, say Fuga, and then shoot Mahoraga with his selected choice of fire, and shoot Mahoraga while he's down for the count so he can't regenerate anymore, and that finished the job. Mission complete. That was genuinely the best Sukuna moment thus far. Man, what a legend. I mean, if you really analyze it, the level of terrorism that this guy's displayed has no bounds, and with the amazing OST in the background and what Sukuna was doing, it's just very hard to say that Sukuna wasn't one of the most hypest villains that we've seen thus far. And hype as in, yo, this guy did his job very well. I don't know who could have done it better. Now, just to add this a little extra as an I'm him moment, was Gojo against Hanami. Now, what Gojo did to Hanami, I'll always say to this day, is unforgivable. Just his pure aura was able to kill somebody. I've never seen that before. So what he does is use his infinity and enlarges it to the point where Hanami cannot take it anymore. They tried to use domain amplification from left and right along with Jogo, and this basically done nothing. In the process, you could see that Jogo was stressed and he already knew what was going to happen to Hanami, and Hanami is getting charged up into the wall and his body splatters everywhere. Now, this definitely looks like when you drop your piece on the floor. He was cooked, purple blood, and you can see him steaming from the result. Gojo looks back, and before anything, he goes on to say next. Damn, this is definitely part of the I'm him moments. I mean, Gojo is him, we already know that. But this is just one speck of what Gojo is capable of and what he was doing during those times. Wow, what a guy. But then we have the next I'm him moment, which is maybe, just maybe, one of the most legendary moments. Well, you guessed it, the boy Yuji Itadori. Mr. Where you go, I go, what you see, I see. Yuji and Mahito's beef had been going on since way back. And honestly, I'm just glad Yuji got his moment. After being slapped up by Mahito for the longest time, physically and mentally, he is saved by none other than his best of friend, Ayuri Todo. Now, hear me out. This Yuji Todo combo is undeniably one of the best combos. I mean, even Yuji landed all his Black Flash with the help of Todo, allowing him to charge up and catch him off guard. And then Yuji, while fighting Mahito when Todo was out of commission, because, you know, he had little imagination and it went into a frenzy, clapped Mahito's hand and then was out for the count because, damn, look at that hand. He basically went out guns blazing, especially after Mahito started to transform. This was the definition of a scrap, 1v1, no more jumping, in which Yuji was struggling but had that dog in him because he kept continuing to fight. Yuji just doesn't know when it's time to stop. He kept getting up and boxing Mahito even when the chips were down, and it all looked bleak. Then it got to the stage his legs gave out and he just kept hitting his legs to make sure that he got more in the tank. But Mahito and Yuji had a little bit of energy left in the tank that would decide who wins. Now, Yuji's I'm him moment happens here. He looks like he can use Black Flash whenever, at his own disposal, at his own will, which is cracked in of itself. A divergent fist connect, creating a time lag, so it pretty much was delayed. Mahito was caught fully off guard, and then to catch him more off guard, Ayuri Todo does one of the best pump fakes of all time. He had no hands. He basically pretended that Boogie Woogie would still work even without both of their hands, and Mahito got caught lacking. He thought that he switched, but he didn't, and that caused Yuji Itadori to charge up the greatest Black Flash. And in this moment, you can see that Mahito goes flying far and wide, hitting into some rocks, some boulders, and that was that for him. Mahito was sick, No more BS, no more mental damage to Yuji, and his time was finally up. There is little I need to verbally say to show you that this was an I'm him moment. This speech of acceptance, but him saying he doesn't care, Yuji's I'm you speech, is one of the hardest scenes in this anime as a whole. The winter begun and you can see the personification of Mahito being the prey, while Yuji slowly walking through the forest. This is literally the LTG meme.
You see a bunch of us in black cloaks running towards you. See me in a gold cloak. Big, tall, muscular, evil ass motherfucker running at you. Then I see you start to speed up. Then I start speeding. Then I just go, and I just sick my whole covenant, and they're just chasing you, running at you like wolves in black capes.
Of him running through the forest with the covenant, except Yuji had wolves coming for the rabbits, and for sure Yuji was the pack leader. You can see how he looked down on Mahito so menacingly, looking at this abomination of a curse that has caused so much pain to the people around him. That's what he gets for what he did to Junpei, Nanami and Nobara. In before, he kicks Mahito into the hands of the so-called Narita Shikamo, also known as Kenjaku, and yeah, Yuji's I'm him moment didn't last too long after that, I will say that. And that will be all for the video today. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like, and as I said, if you get this to 1,000 likes, I will be doing a part 2. Watch the video on the screen because it's definitely going to be a banger. And as I say to the new old people that come and visit this channel, Jana.